Well, I'm a generic Midwestern girl, so Indiana, Ohio, Michigan. Eventually moved down to North Carolina, but how we got sucked into protesting was a very personal story. My brother-in-law fought in Ukraine for 6 months in the International Legion, and he unfortunately died January of 2025. And that was what prompted our family to start protesting, hence the Ukrainian flag. So that was what kind of prompted it. And then the day after my brother-in-law died, USAID was dismantled, and I work for an international health organization. And so our job became incredibly more difficult, or all at the same time. So two very personal reasons why I'm out here as often as I can be.
It was a year ago when we came out for our first protest, and it was very much a vicarious experience, meaning that my brother, who has been a National Guardsman for 10 years, he served in the U.S. Army and then felt compelled to go to Ukraine when the fighting happened in 2022. So without talking to his family, because he knew we would try to talk him out of it, he went, and for 6 months he tried to serve as an instructor there, and then eventually was serving on the front lines and witnessed some and experienced World War I level experiences, and he came back with, thank God he came back at all, severely injured, but he was with us for 20 months, a lot of PTSD and sleepless nights and nightmares, and ultimately complications with sleep medication and antidepressants took his life from us 13 months ago. But that was the precedent that apparently I needed to come out and, in a much smaller microcosm, try to fight for our constitutional checks and balances and against authoritarianism. So I'm a registered Republican. My family is conservative, but this has been a very transformational last several years for us, and I feel like there is a lot of solidarity and groundbreaking idealism at work that I see here at the protests that I get to take part in. I'm very much in admiration for the fellow people here who just want a country to retain its ideological foundation, right, in democracy.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, baby.
I grew up in a libertarian family, actually. My dad was, he was born under the Reagan administration, or not born under the Reagan administration, but became an adult under the Reagan administration. And so he was kind of like on that side of like, yeah, freedom, liberty, the founding fathers and the American dream. And as time went on, like several cases of the federal government and federal police mishandling stuff, of handling important cases leading to a lot of unnecessary death and violence, he disenfranchised with the Republican Party and with the conservatives. He didn't like a lot of the abuses. He didn't like Renee Good and Alex Preddy being shot. He was like, that was evil. So I was always taught to kind of be like, question authority, question who is ever in charge, and telling you I'm right because I'm right. Like always have a healthy amount of skepticism for the government, big corporations, for the police, anyone that claims authority over you. I live around here. Yeah, I'm from North Carolina. Moved here from Kernersville very recently, as of December 23rd. So I didn't really have a lot of protest opportunities out there because a lot of stuff doesn't really usually happen out in Kernersville. So I made a sign, came out here, and been coming out here unfortunately infrequently, but I'd love to come out here more often. It's really fun. I was getting down emotionally because of all of the people praising ICE, like actually praising ICE, and then hearing the support and the opposition to ICE, the support for the protesters, support for immigrants. It was really rejuvenating to see, like, this is what real people think.
I have this sign that says all immigrants make this country great, because I too am an immigrant, but I came here legally because I came from the Philippines. There's really no way to cross a border, swim the ocean. I came here when I was 30 with my daughter, escaping an abusive relationship, but I came as a nurse. I was able to get here as a nurse, and we made a life for ourselves, you know? Like, my daughter went to college, no school loans because I was working hard. This is the story. Every person has a story about immigrants or being an immigrant. Heck, Trump's wife is an immigrant, you know? And every single one in Congress probably are immigrants themselves or have family members that are immigrants. We're all from immigrants. So why are we doing this? It's so painful and it's cruel. It's so counterproductive.
I had never demonstrated, I had never marched, I had never called my Congress people before last year. And although I had supported, say, Hillary Clinton when she was running for president very strongly, because I feel like women ought to be in charge, when Kamala Harris came and the threat of Donald Trump coming back into office and the horrors that he could inflict on minorities, it just spurred me to action in that way. I have worked with children all my life, and I don't know if that made me empathetic or if it started as an empathy thing and it increased as I saw every sort of family situation that there is, and realized that not everybody out there has the same opportunities as everybody else. And it's totally fair to feel like maybe you're not getting as good as the next person. But when you get to experience how little some people have, it's a situation where you feel like you need to speak up for people who have less than you.
I'm really happy events like this exist and are reoccurring. It gives people a kind of a community to look forward to gather together, to remind each other that it's not hopeless, that we do not yet live in a nation where everyone has bought into is drinking the Kool-Aid, and that there is definitely time to turn back. There is absolutely time to turn back. There have been, as crazy it is to say, there have been worse moments in our country and historically, and we're not yet at one of those points where we have to get physical. We are at a point where we can protest, when we can vote, when we can petition, when we can make our voices heard.
And it makes you feel good when you protest, because instead of feeling impotent and stupid, you get out there and you speak out, and it's like a cleansing of the soul.
I know for some people, protests, they are something that the media can convince you is highly dangerous, will result in arrests or the kind of violence that you see as worst case scenarios on TV. And other people seem to think that protesters are all green-haired hippies who are friends with terrorists. And the reality is we get to meet retirees and middle-class folks who just care about their neighborhoods out here, and veterans and grandmas in wheelchairs, all united by a common desire to see us do better than we've been doing lately.